Okay, great. So good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this session on Apprenticeship versus University, How to Decide. My name is Mitesh Bimjiani, and I'm the founder of Success at School, and I'm going to be taking this session today. Just so we know who we've got on, can a few people say hello? Have we got anyone on yet? Can we say hello in the chat? It should be working for you guys.
Yeah, it looks like they're all saying
Great.
hi in the chat.
There's a couple of people. Welcome. Before I start, I hope you're enjoying our expo today. There have been some fantastic sessions already, and there'll be more sessions running till 4:30. So once you're done with this one, find another one to attend. I'm sure it'll be equally as valuable. Also, you'll be able to virtually meet all of the organisations here at their VFair stand that you've after this. So we're going to split this session into 4 parts. By the way, is the screen on the next screen for everyone? Just want to check before I go on. Yeah. Yep. I'm going to tell you a little bit about us, Success at School. I'm going to give you an overview of the session, and then we'll get into helping you to decide and the kind of questions you need to ask yourself. And then finally, if we've got some time at the end, we'll open it up to a few Q&A, questions and answers. So who are we? So we are one of the most visited independent careers advice sites in the UK, with over 1 million unique visitors per annum. We've been providing careers advice and content to schools and students for over 8 years. Our aim is to help young people make better decisions about their future by providing them with information they need to make informed decisions and connect them to leading organizations and universities, like we're doing today. We've worked with a number of large organizations over the years, and below is just a selection of some of the people we've worked with. So who do we reach? We reach roughly 80% of schools and colleges throughout the UK. They engage with us through our website, webinars, subject guides, posters, and other resources. That equates to roughly 4,000 schools and colleges, 8,500 teachers and careers advisors, 17,000 parents, which gives us access to about 300,000 students. If you've not been to our website for a while, we've just revamped it. We've made it simpler to navigate and made finding apprenticeship opportunities easier to find. So if you get a chance, go on and register, and you'll get information directly to your inbox after registering. There's also a lot of content on today's subject, apprenticeship versus universities, in our advice section. So if we miss anything out here today, please go there and have a look at some of the advice articles we've got. We know that choosing something like apprenticeship versus university looks like a really simple decision, but it's far from simple. The choice is vast, and there is a phenomenon called the handicap of choice, where too much choice hampers your decision making. In this session, what I hope to do is give you the tools to be able to go away and start to break down your decision making into much smaller, manageable decisions that will enable you to come to the right conclusion for yourself. In this session, you'll understand the right questions to ask yourself before you decide. And we know that everyone's circumstances are different. The approach we take will broadly get you to having the right conversation with your parents, teachers, careers advisors, and importantly, with yourself. With that in mind, before we begin, I did have a poll, but I don't think it's on here. Why don't some of you tell us whether you're planning to apply for an apprenticeship, apply to university, apply to both, or you're unsure? Tell us in the chat, actually. I'll give you a minute to answer. Anyone? Okay, we got some varied answers there, so that's pretty good. So we've got university, we've got degree apprenticeship, we've got unsure. Well, hopefully, as we go through the next few slides, you'll be able to start understanding some of the things you should ask or ask yourself about how to make that decision. Right, let's see if we can help you decide. So to help you decide, we asked 3 students from various backgrounds to give us some information that was important to them. We then asked the students to answer some questions to help them decide on their future. We asked them to give it to them in the form of bullet points, and observing the bullet points, we decided what questions to ask them. Let's meet our students. So we've got Aisha, we've got Devon, and we've got Sophie. Firstly, let's get to know Aisha. So Aisha is studying T-levels. She lives in London. She knows what industry she wants to work in. Last Christmas, she worked as a sales assistant full-time over the whole holiday. And she wants to support her family as quickly as possible. So we then asked Aisha some questions, but we're going to go to our first poll just based on this information. Which pathway do you think Aisha took? Now I've got to check. Right, I've just launched the poll. Maybe you guys can just vote in the poll, give you 30 seconds. Right, most of you thought apprenticeship, and one of you is unsure. I'm just going to end the poll. So any last votes before I finish? Right, let's have a look. So here's the questions we asked Aisha to answer. Will you be able to adjust to working straight out of college in an apprenticeship? Are there a lot of apprenticeship opportunities available where you live? Which option will help you support your family financially? And will you still get a qualification if you do an apprenticeship? in the chat, how do you think she answered based on what you know about her? All right, I'll save everyone having to type in. Right. So what she said was her work experience in T levels has given her a taste of working life. I mean, she lives in London, so there's a lot of apprenticeships in her chosen field. There's actually generally a lot of apprenticeships. An apprenticeship will give her the opportunity to earn money straight away and support her family, but also start building her professional network and establish her career. And because she wants to do a degree apprenticeship, she'll also gain a degree whilst gaining employability skills and working. Most of you thought she was going to do an apprenticeship, and you were right. She did go down the apprenticeship pathway. Right, we're gonna now meet Devon. Devon is studying A levels. He lives in a coastal town with limited work opportunities and large employers. He plays football for his school, college, and county. He loves studying history and wants to delve deeper into the subject. He needs to be close to his family for the next few years. We're going to launch our next poll. We're going to ask you the same question. What pathway do you think he took? The poll's popped up. Let's see your answers for this one. Okay, so most of you are convinced that he went down the university pathway. I'm going to end the poll now. Right, let's see what questions we asked to Devon. Are there any apprenticeships that allow you to follow your passion for history? Are there any university courses that allow you to study history? Will you be able to continue to play competitive sport? What will your career prospects be? His answers were, there are only a few about the apprenticeships, especially in the area he lives in. In terms of the course, there's most courses offer a history course, and some offer like slight variants that require history, like history, politics, ancient history. And he said that there's also a university 30 minutes by train from where he lives, so he can be close to home, which was also important to him. The university he's considering has a great football team, and he'll be able to continue to develop that side, that extracurricular side, while he's studying there too. And from a career perspective, he said studying at university will give him the chance to try out a role through an internship before deciding what he does. And most of you correct. He did choose to apply to university. Finally, we've got Sophie. And let's get to know Sophie a little bit. She's studying A levels. She lives within commuting distance to a big city, but also likes the idea of living away from home. She's open to the idea of an apprenticeship, but is unsure what she wants to do. She enjoys studying psychology and wants to utilize her subject knowledge in her work. She's not had the chance to do any work experience. Right. What question should we ask Sophie? So we're going to do this slightly differently. I've asked you to fill out a poll in the last ones. We've asked Aisha and Devon some questions. I want you guys to suggest questions we should ask Sophie. So I'm going to give you a couple of minutes just to write in the chat what questions you think would be appropriate for Sophie to, ask herself. Anyone got any questions that they think that we should ask Sophie? Or if you're not sure what questions we should ask, so just put down not sure so I know that you're either thinking about it. So we've got someone asked, what industry do you see yourself working in the future? We've got what is stopping her from attending an apprenticeship? Are there any psychology related apprenticeships you know of? Are there any A levels she does that link to an apprenticeship? Some good questions coming in here. We'll give you another 10, 20 to 30 seconds. See if there's any more questions that come in, and we'll go through what our suggestions were. Are you willing to take a student loan? Right, let's go through what we asked her. Do you know what industry you want to work in? So that was one of the questions. I think that was the first question that got asked. Yeah, it's a good question because when you're looking at an apprenticeship, you have to sort of decide what career you want to go into. And actually, it's good to know even if you're going to go study at university because it gives you a good idea of like where you want it to go, lead and go to. Is it important that you start earning money immediately? Well, if your finances are a concern, then one pathway leads you to earning a salary straight away, and one doesn't. Is being in debt going to be an issue for you? So that's a question about the student loan that we've seen a couple of times. Again, like when you graduate, you do come out and have to pay a significant amount of student debt, and that will become a factor because you have to pay all of that back. Can you study a psychology-based course whilst doing an apprenticeship? So someone asked, are there any psychology-related apprenticeships you know of? And it's important because if that's a passion, then you might want to continue to do that. I mean, I know there are a few HR apprenticeships around that use psychology, so there are definitely options available. Are apprenticeships readily available where you live? If you are to relocate, will it be easy and affordable? So she's mentioned that she's happy to relocate, and you might have to relocate for university as well. And just making sure that you're okay to do that is also an important question. Do you want to get to know a wide variety of individuals from across the country at university, or do you want to start building a professional network? At uni, you'll meet people on your course, through societies, through your halls of residence, and they'll be studying a variety of different courses and come from various different backgrounds. On the apprenticeship program, it's going to be much more focused on your career and your professional contacts. Not to say that you won't meet other people, but your cohort's essentially going to be is going to be much smaller than your first year cohort at university. Do you want to learn things practically, or are you more interested in theoretical knowledge? In an apprenticeship, you actually apply what you learn straight away, whereas at university, you definitely learn more theory, and you get into the detail of the theory far more over 3 years. Are you ready to commit 3+ years to studying one subject, or are you ready to commit 2 to 3+ years to one organization? Either pathway is going to require you to commit one way or the other. So it's important to understand whether you're willing to do that. Will your lifetime's earnings be greater as an apprentice or as graduate? Now, there are some pathways as an apprentice where it's been calculated that your lifetime earnings could be more because you start your career earlier and you're able to get onto that career ladder earlier and you start getting pay rises, etc., more frequently. There are other careers that, as a graduate, you might get paid more. So it's something worth looking to, and it's going to be based on the individual choice you make and individual career choice you make. Apart from those questions, here are a few more things to consider. I mean, we've gone through 3 different scenarios, and they're all a little bit different. And we've come up with a few more things that you might want to look at. You can apply for both apprenticeships and universities at the same time. So it doesn't have to be an immediate choice that you choose one pathway or the other, and the two can't cross over. There are different levels of apprenticeship. So I think this is going to be discussed in some of the other sessions, and if you haven't had a chance to go to those sessions, we've got a lot of advice articles on our website on this, which you can just look up at any point in time. Every apprenticeship will vary by the organization, just like studying the same course at different universities will offer different experiences. We'd recommend attending webinars, events, open days, and asking plenty of questions to gain the clarity you need before you apply to either. Getting into a specific course or an apprenticeship can be competitive depending on the industry. So make sure you understand that and understand, which courses and apprenticeships you have a better chance of getting into. Although some apprentice organizations don't have strict entry requirements in terms of subjects or grades, the university they work with might, so it's worth checking that. Finally, it's really important you do something you enjoy, because if you enjoy it, you're more likely to be better at it. We're basically come to the end of the session before we get to the Q&A part. So I hope you found this useful. I'm going to open it up to Q&As. But if you do need to, I left one off. Sorry. Many universities offer bursaries for students of low socioeconomic backgrounds. So check this because this will help the financial situation. We are at the Q&A session, but if you do need any further help, please visit us on our website at successatschool.org or email us and we'll try and help you. We've got a few minutes left for questions. So if anyone's got any questions, please feel free to type them into the Q&A part of the Zoom thing. Well, whilst we wait, someone typed a question into the Q&A. I think it was supposed to be for the chat, which said, has she explored careers through her subject choices and looked into virtual work experience? Again, to my point, like we try and do as much as you possibly can. And those are really good suggestions, like virtual work experience and looking at the different subjects that you study.
Mitesh, I've got a question for you.
Yeah,
Where do you think the students should go to do their research about whether they attend university or do an apprenticeship? What's the best place?
I mean, so we host a lot of sessions. So yesterday we hosted a webinar with Accenture where they spoke about their apprenticeship opportunities, and Accenture are an organization that have graduate jobs as well as apprenticeship opportunities. So there are sites like ours which have a lot of content on there. We had UCAS earlier in one of our Expo sessions that obviously have a lot of information about universities. There are various sites online, and they should definitely speak to their teacher, careers advisor to get more information, who can direct them better. Like as an individual, they'll have some individual circumstances. So it's 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 important that you look at your individual circumstances as well, and your careers advisor and people close to you will know you better for that. We've had one question which said, are you guaranteed job offers after getting a university degree? The answer is no. You will have to go through a application process and like apply to the organization and do interviews and different tests subject to the type of organization you're applying to, and enter a competitive process. So it's like you'll still have to like perform in those situations at the end of your degree. I've got another question which says, if you start a degree apprenticeship with a specific sector industry, can you still change? Yeah, you can. You can still change your industry. Like anyone in any career can move across different sectors and change later. But when you start a apprenticeship, it's probably valuable to try and finish that apprenticeship so you get the most out of it. If you're asking, can you change into degree apprenticeship, that I'm not sure. I'm sure you might be able to, but once you finish your apprenticeship or you've got into your career, you can definitely change at a later stage. Are there any other questions? I'm conscious we're getting towards the end of our session, so I know we started a tiny bit late, so I'm happy to try and take another question if there are any. If there are no more questions, thank you very much for attending, and please do have a little explore at the stands, and attend a few more sessions to help you on your career journey.
Thank you. And the sessions are also available beyond today for a couple of weeks. So please, if you don't get a chance today to watch the sessions, come back another day and see if you can catch up with them. But thank you very much, Mitesh. That's a great session, and hopefully
Thank you very much.
some really useful information for the people who are on listening. Thank you.
Hopefully.
Goodbye.
Thank you, guys. Bye.